And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. In this segment, we're talking about the Arroyo Valley football team playing for first place this week in the Skyline League. The Hawks are having their best season, well, in more than a decade. It's probably been about 15 years since they've been this competitive, this good. They're 6-1 overall on the season right now, 2-0 in the Skyline League, including a big 36-0 win against Notre Dame this past week. So now that sets up a huge game coming up against San Gorgonio. Both teams are 2-0 in league play. The winner will move into sole possession of first place in the Skyline League and will be in the driver's seat for the league title. So Arroyo Valley playing an important, meaningful game this late in the year. Head coach TJ Stanford said this was what it was all about, to get the Hawks in a position to challenge for titles and get to the playoffs. Here's head coach TJ Stanford and his Arroyo Valley Hawks. And now join us here on the show. These guys are flying high, going into a very important and meaningful game in Skyline League play against San Gorgonio. We're talking about the Arroyo Valley Hawks. We got head coach TJ Stanford and a bunch of his star players joining us as well. And coach, you know, when you took over the program to where we're at right now, what do you think has been the key to just getting the program going in the right direction, doing the right thing, so you can be in a spot where you're challenging for a league championship and trying to punch your ticket to the playoffs? What do you think has been the key in this process?
Well, the key is very simple. It's the guys behind me and the guys that showed up this morning to work early in the morning on a Monday morning with no school. Showed up to come out here and put in the work and put in the time. And really the key is all of my players.
So, Coach, you know, you got San Gorgonio coming up on Friday night. You guys are both 6-1 overall. You're both 2-0 in Skyline League play. What do you think the Hawks have done well through the first 7 games of the season? What are you guys strong at, would you say?
Well, I think the Hawks are tough. I think the Hawks show up to play. I think the Hawks play really good defense. And our offensive line and defensive line are two of the best in the Skyline League, I believe. But that's not taking anything away from San Gorgonio. I think they're a well-coached team. I think that they're going to be prepared. I know they're going to be prepared, and we're just working to be just as prepared as they are.
Coach, you've won 6 in a row. I know that first game against ACA was a tough one, but you've since rattled off 6 straight wins. Do you feel like the team is still trending in the positive direction? Like maybe you haven't hit that peak yet. You guys are still climbing and still getting better from week to week.
We get better every day. And so it's not a week-to-week process for us. It's an everyday process. It's a game-by-game thing, day-to-day thing, class period by class period, practice by practice. We get better every minute of every day.
Coach, introduce the guys behind you. I think those are your captains, right, this season?
Yep, these are my captains. I got Tukatao over here. I've got Joaquin here, Ronald, and Abel in the back there.
I think you got one more back there.
And Max. Sorry, I forgot Max.
Max. My guy Max back there. Coach, when you've had these guys in your program for, more than 1 year, for a couple of years, what does it mean to the program to have these guys who really maybe stuck it out when you got, first named head coach and you got guys that, like, hey, you got to buy in, you got to, help me build this culture here. What does it mean to have some guys that have stuck with it and stayed in the program for more than a season that you can build with?
Means everything to me. These guys bought in from day one. We didn't have the record we wanted last year, but anybody who came to our practices knew that we were working every day. Like I say, last year we had a 4-day weekend. Everybody showed up. This year, same thing. And just having guys who want to get better and want to work and want to be the best they can be because they have the talent, they have the drive. I'm just proud to be a part of it.
All right, since I got Ronald right there, Ronald, man, you are just running the ball heavy right now, over 200 yards in that win against Notre Dame. Ronald, what is it about the run game that makes you guys so successful?
My O-line. I think we got the best O-line in this kind of league. They make my job really easy.
And then Joaquin, you and Abel have been a threat on the outside. What do you think about the passing game as well to kind of complement what Ronald's doing with the run attack?
I think it's really what he said, the O-line, because if the quarterback don't got time to throw, he can't throw. So I just think it's the O-line.
We got an O lineman back here too. If you have a question for him.
Is that Max?
Yep.
Max, the forgotten Hawk back there. Max, giving Abel, time, opening up holes for Ronald, whatever you guys need to do. Do you feel like a lot of these games are being won up front with what you guys are doing?
Well, I feel like our coaches have put us in a position to make us better every day, learn our assignments every single day, so we can just go on the field and execute and make everybody's jobs easier.
And then, another two-way player, Pep, is Tukatau over here, who really has kind of been our driving force on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and Tukatau, listen, if you play on both sides of the football, obviously Coach puts a lot of value in what you can do on the offensive line and the defensive line. Are you basically playing every snap, and do you love it?
Yeah, I do. It's just I'm doing what my coach tells me.
That's a good way to stay out of the doghouse right there. And Abel, if you can yell back there, Abel, my guy. Listen, man, you're the point guard. You're the engineer. You got to make the offense go and make things happen. So talk about how you've been able to, obviously feed Ronald back there, and he's putting up big yards on the ground, but also, finding guys like Joaquin, trying to keep it balanced and make those opposing defenses work for it, not knowing if you're going to run or throw.
Speak up.
Yeah, speak up.
Well, Coach, let me ask you about San Gorgonio coming up. Obviously, this is a huge game for you guys. I know it's only week 8. We've got 3 weeks left of the regular season, but this sure feels like a league championship game. Do you, going through this week, the motions of this week, getting ready for the game, how do you kind of get your team ready? Do you try to have them embrace this moment, like say, hey, this is what we've been playing for, this is why we've been putting all the work, we want to be in these kind of important, meaningful games? Or do you try to, maybe downplay and say, it's just another game, guys, we just got to go out there and keep doing what we do?
Well, I'll be honest, Pep, we're going to do both. We're gonna let them know that, hey, we're doing something that hasn't been done here in a long time, and the reason why we're doing it is because of the work you've put in. Now, it is another game. It's a game on our schedule, and like I said earlier, they're a well-coached team. They're going to be a well-prepared team. They have a lot of talent over there, a lot of speed, and I think Friday is going to be really, really fun. And it's only Monday, and we have a lot of work to do.
Coach, speaking of fun, how fun is it right now? Here we are in week 8. You've already played 7 games this season. But there's so much on the line for the Hawks now. Like, you guys are competing for a league championship. Regardless of what happens on Friday night, you guys are still going to be, in a good spot to hopefully make the playoffs. What's it like just having fun and having a chance to, play these important games this late in the season?
Well, that's a tough question to answer, but to be honest, that this has kind of been the plan, and it's been a plan with these guys behind me. They've been the foundation. Last year we had our record wasn't what we wanted it to be, but however they bought into the program, and then it just has rolled from there. And so, this year has been fun, but it's also been a grind, and we're going to continue to grind.
Well, a big game coming up this week, San Gorgonio and Arroyo Valley in Skyline League play. Coach Stanford, guys, I really appreciate the time. Best of luck this week. And Coach, congrats on the success so far. I know you probably have bigger goals you still want to achieve, but congrats on the success so far at Arroyo Valley.
Thank you, sir. We're not done yet. We're coming.
I figured as much. That is TJ Stanford and the Arroyo Valley Hawks here on the show. Congrats, guys. And again, a big game coming up against San Gorgonio. Yeah, that should be a great game between Arroyo Valley and San Gorgonio coming up in Skyline League play. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG. Make sure you subscribe to the IE Media Group YouTube channel. We are thick in the league play for high school football. We've got some great stuff going on in volleyball, water polo, and other fall sports as well. So stay up to date for the best sports coverage here in the city of San Bernardino. My name is Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next time on Sports Weekly on IEMG.